Apparently I'm live. Alright, so. What to do. First I'm going to turn down my music just a hair. Not sure how the levels are on your side, but I don't know that anyone's watching yet, so I don't know that that matters. Alright, so. What do we need to do today? Yesterday we were working on Mini Mixer Monsters, and that went well, but I think the key learning point from yesterday is that turn-based games are better than action games, even at the lowest possible latency on Mixer. So, good to know. Other than that, let's see, what else do we have going on today? I need to get prepped for the Game Developers Conference, and that means working a little bit more on trivia side. I also... God, I got so much to do. So I don't know that it's going to be a long stream today, maybe about an hour. And... delete. Yeah, I feel like I'm still getting the old brain revved up here. Let's empty a recycle bin, clear up a little space on the old computer. We worked on a spike room previously, Mini Mixer Monsters. So, honestly, the last thing that we need to do, because I'm getting, it's sad to say, but at any point in the development of a game, you hit a point where you're just like, you know what, this game is crap, no one will ever play it, why am I building this? And I'm kind of there with Trivia Side right now, and I need to push through it. I need to get the single player mode working and out so that we can have something for people, other people to try, because that's the mound that you need to get over before you start feeling good about it again. Is you need to see other people playing it. You need to know that that it's possible for someone to enjoy this thing that you have poured months and days and hours and your life into, because honestly, like, I look around at this thing and I think, why have I built this? Oh, why have I assembled these pieces of code and 3D and math into a single spot that is I should have been a doctor like my mama told me. That's not true. My mom never told me that. She did not want me to be a doctor. And I don't know that I would have had a chance at being a doctor even had I tried. Alright, so we got a character, we got all that. So what we need to do is we need to set a cap on it so that there's a fixed spot where you can say, I am done this round, and I succeeded, and so right now we have a death condition. You can be killed. That's good. Now we need a victory condition for single player, because that's going to be important. All right, so let's go into my game, my game manager. Game timeline single, and let's crank on having a finishing point. So what should that finishing point be? There's a couple of core points that we could have. You could either have to reach a certain score to finish, or you could have to survive for a certain amount of time. Or the other alternative is there could be a separate action-y sort of thing that you need to do. So one of the ideas I was having is you would have things that you could throw at the turrets to disable them, and you only get one of those every time you have a correct round or something. So there's that. Or we could make it so that when you hit the spike balls with the shield, it reflects the spike ball instead of exploding it, and then you can reflect them back at the that actually would be pretty cool. Let's do that. So yeah, I think if it hits the shield, it should reflect back, and we'll do that. So let's distractible HP. So game object, send message. So right here, right now, this is what I'm doing to destroy object that hits shield. Instead of that, we're going to send a message that says reflect projectile. And then what we want to do is we're going to pass to that the angle that the shield is facing as forward, because I think because right now forward is actually towards your hand, I think. So we're gonna switch that. Is there a transform backward? No. So I think if I multiply the forward vector by -1, that should be the backward vector. And so now on the projectile, danger projectile, here we go. We need, see, we have this force destroy, that was the old one. So we're gonna have reflect projectile with a vector 3 new direction. And hey, who doesn't love new direction? Alright, so so we're gonna, we need to get the current velocity that the thing is moving at. So that would be our, what would that be? That would be my, oh, so let's just go to float mag equals my rigid body dot it's a magnitude, but it's like I you know, and I used it yesterday. There we go. Velocity magnitude. All right, so, and then what we're going to do is we are going to set my rigid body dot velocity equals new direction times mag. All right, so now in theory, when the shield hits it, whatever direction I'm pointing the shield, it will reflect the projectile off in that direction. Fun. Now we can sort of defend ourselves a little bit. If I am not wrong, and I am never wrong. All right. I feel like I have angry face again this morning, like I'm like scowling into my code.
Choose life. Choose a career. Or just choose a category.
Science and nature. Oh, it's insects. Oh well.
Good work, Screamer.
Come on, Shield. I need you. Over here. You too. Hey, it worked! My shields are being destroyed really quickly, but it worked. It totally worked. First try. First try. Alright, so. My shields are too weak, but that's a whole other thing. So right now they have max hit points 2. They lose on hit 1. And then I need to set them to be invulnerable for a short amount of time. So I'm going to set them to 5 hit points. They lose 1 on hit. Destructible hit points, so current hit points minus equals. So oh, and the turret firing thing needs to be changed. That sound is terrible. That's terrible. That's just brutal. So, so the shields are reflecting properly. I'm going to have a public float that is invulnerable time. And that'll give the balls a chance to reflect away, just in case there's like, because sometimes when a spike or something hits the shield, there's multiple collisions. So I want to set that to so that's just going to be here. So if so I'm going to have a private one that is a float that's invuln countdown. There we go. When we start, we're just going to set that to 0, and then if invuln countdown is less than or equal to 0, then we'll take away hit points and possibly destroy our thing. There we go. And then we'll set our invulnerable time to our... good. And then what we're going to do here is if our invulnerable countdown is greater than 0, we're just going to take away the time delta time from that. Good. And then so what that's going to do is we'll have a brief amount of time that your shield will be invulnerable after being hit. And we'll set that time to maybe 1 second is good. Let's apply that up to the other ones. We'll check the other shield to make sure that that one is working properly. See if that picked it up. Come on, you. There you are. Yep, good. Alright, cool. So, now you can actually reflect the projectiles back. And then what I want to do is maybe make the turret spark and sort of sizzle a little bit when they get hit so that you know that they're disabled. So I'll add in that disabled code later. Right now, I still need a victory condition, right? And we should have something that happens if because you should be able to reflect the projectiles back at each other now. So there's a possibility that they'll collide. See, this one little change makes so many... Whoa, what is going on there? That was weird. So, the other thing that I'd like to do is on the shield, let's add a renderer. And we'll just call it shield rend. And then what I'm going to do is on that shield renderer, there we go, that's the one. So on that shield renderer, we're going to pop that in there. And then we want to set the color and the emissive color. Oh, which I'm doing in a different project. Yar. Trivia side. There it is. Mini Mixer Monsters. Mum mum mum. Here we go. So back in my project, shield rend. So what I want to do here is I am going to set public renderer. So we're going to set a public color. And I'm going to spell it the American way, even though I'm Canadian. And we'll do another color that is hit color. Alright, so on start, if shield rend is not equal to null, so that's just if I've actually remembered to set this, then and we're going to set it to the default color and the default color times 3, I think. Let's whoa. And then we're going to set a default emissive and a hit emissive. Good. Okay, so, and then on update, if invulnerable countdown is greater than 0, then we're going to count it down. Otherwise, we're going to set it back to else. I don't want to do this every frame though. It's expensive to set the color of an object every update. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm setting it only once. So you know what? We're just going to take this right out of here. Get rid of that else. And we'll do it just here. So now, so if our invuln countdown is less than or equal to 0, then we'll set it back to default. And what we'll do here is on the collision, oh, so this should actually be hit color times hit emissive. And this one should be default color times default emissive. There, good. So, now when a shield gets hit, there we go. So let me just check and see what the current emissive is on these. It's set to 3, so that's a pretty common value for me in here, is to use 3. And good. So and then in this case, we'll set it to a red flash, but like make it more transparent for a second, and then we'll keep it at 3 for this. Let's see what happens if we bump it up to 5 and make it really glow red. So let's apply that up to the others. Okay, cool. And just so that we get to test it right away, I'm going to just turn on the turrets immediately. Ouch! Nice. Whoa! They're coming in like crazy. Whoop. Ah! Okay, so that totally worked. They are flashing red, exactly like I hoped they would. Let's turn off the initial turrets. Now on the turret, it has that... So let's just look in the audio manager because there's a... Here we go, turret warning. Let's hear that. Yeah, that's terrible. Oh, thankfully it's not registered. You're not hearing this in your thing, but it is a brutal sound. It's like a brrr. It's not good. Not good at all. So, what we're going to do, we're going to chase this one down the rabbit hole a little bit. Sorry, I'm just playing a little bit with the settings here because I'm trying to figure out what the easiest way to... See, if we do this on the color mask, you can't really see it there, but see, we've got this crystal sort of look. We could actually make it so that the shield looks like it's starting to kind of come apart as well as we Geez, it's actually pretty nice that way. No, you know what? I like the... Let's go back to... I like just plain old glowy shields. But we really could add some cracks and stuff. We could swap out the emission map and make it look like it's getting kind of cracked or damaged a little bit as we go. Oh, you know the other thing we could do... Okay, so here's a fun thing, is we could make it fade out as well. So, so what we can do here is we'll have a private float HP alpha, we'll call it, for the hit point alpha, and then we'll just set it to 1 to start off. So when we go back to the default color, let's go new color, default color dot R, comma default color, oops, G B, comma, and then we want default color dot alpha times our HP alpha. And so what that's going to do is that will adjust the alpha on a scale of based on how many hit points you have left on your shield, and that way it'll get dimmer after each time it's hit, and that way you'll kind of have a visual representation of how low the hit points are on your shield without having to put it numerically or something like that. We'll see how that works. So right now we've got the hit point alpha, so now what we need to do is just fix that so that okay, so here we go. Oops. So we've got the current hit points. So what we want to do is hit point alpha equals current hit points divided by max hit points. So that should be, yeah. That should actually just be a straight up value, and let me just check to make sure this is a float times. So this will be a 0 to 1 value. It should never hit 0. On the time it hits 0, it'll be destroying your shield. All right. Am I 3 for 3? 3 functions built today with 3 successes? Let's see. Can he do it, true believers? Can he find his way through the code and to victory? Find out today on Coda in Space. I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm just... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Come on, you. Okay. Let's see. It doesn't seem to be getting any dimmer. No, and now it's going. How about you? Come over here. Come over here. You, get here. Oh wait, which one did I do it on? Because maybe I didn't do it on both. Ah, that didn't work. No! Okay, so that test was not successful. Oh, I'm not smart. So that is setting the color on the first run and nowhere else. I need to set it down here every time the shield is hit, not... So that needs to be this whole thing. Needs to come down here. Okay, that'll work. And before I go in here, I'm just gonna go to the podium and we're just gonna hide this bad boy for now. Ah! Come here, shields. Oh, well now it's completely transparent. Okay. So let's see what the values actually are. So we have default color times default emissive. The other thing we could do is we could lower this down. Am I dropping out here? Weird. So we could lower this value down as well so that it doesn't glow as much, like it gets dimmer every time. Now I'm in the wrong project. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to look up and see what the Unity API's color ranges are. So you can see here. Yeah, so they are. Okay, yeah, so 0 is transparent, 1 is opaque. So let's just find out what are... We're going to log those values just to see what they are. So we have... We're going to put in alpha, and we're going to do a default color.a, and then we're going to do a little bar in here just to... Good. And max hit points, HP alpha. Did I say HP? HP alpha. His current hit points divided by maximum hit points. Alright, so... Oh. Okay, so here's the problem is these need to be cast to a float value because right now they're integers. and integers don't like they don't like decimal values. It's not good. It's not good. So in theory, I may have just solved the problem. Come to me, come to me. There we go. Okay. Yeah, look at how transparent that is. I can barely see it. And now it's gone. You. Oh, I died. Oh no, I'm so dead. Okay. Alright. That worked. But I do feel like I need to lower the emissive color as well. Back to the code I'm actually working on. There. So now that will provide the emissive value on a scale as well. And it'll actually dim it down based on how many times it's been hit. Yeah, that should work. Okay, good. And then we need to apply that across to all the other shields. Hey, good morning. King of Nerd. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, I actually... So, funny story, hold mine. When I first met my wife, one of the first things I said to her was, I am a huge nerd. And if that scares you off, then now's the time to let me know. Because, I am into the whole range of nerdy stuff. And the other thing is, I even prefer the word nerd to geek because nerd, one of the first occurrences of the word nerd is in a Dr. Seuss book. But geek was a term going back quite some time in circus circles. A geek was the person who bit the head off animals. So I'm like, which would I rather be? Someone who's related to Dr. Seuss or someone who bites the head off animals? Clearly a nerd. So yeah, no, I am fine being, I don't even need to be king. I can be like, I don't know, like a Duke of Nerd or I'm like, I don't need to be king. Oh man, now I've got that like Duke of Earl song going in my head, except Duke of Nerd. Anyway. Okay, so let's test these new shields. See how the color values look. Duke, 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 Duke of Nerd, Duke, Duke, Duke of Nerd, Duke, Duke. Whoa, jeez, that one came right at me. Oh, jeez, come on, I need shields. Ah. Good. Honestly, I don't feel like it's glowing. Ow! That one hurt.
I'm sorry, Craig. Your time
Ah, I'm dead. My hands are gone. I have no body. I can still grab things though, that's the funny thing. Oh, maybe I can't. Oh, yeah, I can. Oh, that looks so shiny. Like it's catching the light just nicely there. Oh man, that's cool. Anyway. I don't feel like things are as glowy in my view as they are there. But you know what? It's fine. Okay. And I'm going to set the invulnerable time to like a quarter of a second. Actually, yeah, or like a third of a second. And then it'll just flash briefly, and it'll flash brightly and bright and red. That's what I want. And when it flashes, let's apply the hit point alpha on the flash as well. So I'm going to move these down below here. There we go. We're going to call that. And well, that's not what I wanted to do at all. I want this whole line to be here, except without that. And so I want these to be in here like this. Good. Oh, son of a... Oh, thank goodness. Stop shooting me. Ah, I'm already dead. Get over here, Shields. Oh yeah, that one's almost gone. Like you can barely see it. Oh, now it's gone. Cool. 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 All right. Okay, the shields are working, I'd say pretty much exactly like I want them to right now. So I'm gonna hide these guys. The one thing is that last shield phase. The last shield phase is a little tough for me. So I think what we need to do is on the shields themselves, let's just boost them up by 1. There we go. We'll start them at like 190 for transparency, and so let's just see what this color looks like if I apply it to the material right now. Yeah, like it looks highly energized to start. Good. Yeah, that works. All right, so let's call the shields done for today. I know I've been saying that for like 10 minutes now, but... All right. And I'm just going to hide those for now because we don't need them to start. I'm going to bring back my podium. Now, one thing I've noticed is that when I'm looking at the podium from some angles, the numbers aren't always lined up properly. So when this says start on this button, there we go. See, it's at a weird angle, so it's actually going partially underneath. There, okay. And let's check the other buttons too. That one looks good. Solving problems. I'm not solving the world's problems, but I am solving my code's problems. And that is nowhere near as noble. All right, and then we're just going to move this one locally a little bit just to get it centered over the button, because that is not even close. Feels like I need to just twist it a little bit this way. Good. And then button 2. Come on, you. There we go. That one's not bad. Just a hair that way. And button 1. There we go. And button 4. Come on, you. That one seems low and off to one side, so let's just slide it over this way a bit and up a bit, and then just a hair of a nudge this way. Good. Yeah, so I just set all the buttons to start because when it's time to start the game, they all turn to start for a second because there's only really one thing you can do. So now I can put them back to 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. Shazam. Okay. All right, so made some good progress on this today. The thing that I wanted to do, I still haven't even started. So there's that. Because the thing I want to do is make it so that there's a way to win the game, basically. How am I going to do that? So now that I have the balls reflecting back at the turrets, I feel like I should have targets that you need to hit. Or something. So the other thing that I want to do is I want to add the ability to throw things, because right now you can't throw things. But let's not do that yet. We've got reflection in. I think what we do is we set it so that you just have to survive a certain number of rounds of trivia. And then however many points you get at the end is your total score. So let's say, what's a good number to start? 5 rounds? No, more like 10 rounds. 10 rounds. So that's going to be 10 questions plus 10 rounds of being faced with danger. So on the game timeline single, we're going to put a public integer rounds to survive, and in start, and then we're going to have a private int that is rounds left. Let's put rounds remaining, just because left is a direction and I don't like to use directions. So then on start, where's my update? Yeah. That's right, Kappa, but that's all right. I mean, like I said, it's the giveaways may happen again at some point in the future, but I'm just, you know, it's just exciting to have people who show up at all, and you know, anyone who comes is fine, and I really appreciate that you guys show up, and I don't need zillions of people watching me. It's just nice, especially, you know, looking around, especially since I'm all alone here in the mornings, generally for a couple of hours. It's nice to have a little bit of company, some people to chat with. So it's good. ideally, I'd like to have more staff here streaming simultaneously, like have hosted streams where there's a couple of us and that sort of stuff. But first, we need to grow. And before we can grow, we need to have things that we sell. And so we need to make money in order to grow. And then we can have better streams. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm getting a game built so that we can have something under our belt where we can say, yeah, that's ours. We built that. It's a VR thing. And yeah. All right. So right now, so I have public override void update. I need one of those for start. And then that's going to tell me that I can't override that. So I need to open up my game timeline for multiplayer. And I need to make that a public virtual void. So all that's doing is I'm just making it so that it is possible to override this start thing. And now on the single, I can say base update. And what I actually want to do is say base start. Now, the main game timeline, which is used for multiplayer, I can set here. So I can do some separate adjustments based on it being single player mode, because I'm building it to... Did I put giveaway in there today? I didn't... I thought I just put game dev and chill stream. I wonder if it didn't update correctly. Oh no, it looks good. Okay. Yeah, today just says game dev and chill stream. Alright, yeah, so I... oh, in the future. Okay, yeah, good. Okay, so yeah, I've been trying to remember to only put giveaway on the days where I actually feel I have something to give away or something to do. The other thing is, for subscribers on Twitch, I'm going to start using that money for game development. And so basically I'm going to set it up so that subscribers will be essentially considered producers on the game. So anyone who subscribes will be in the game credits as well as get a free copy of the game. So that's going to happen. But yeah. And by a free copy of the game, I mean any game that I work on stream will be available to subscribers in early access. So I think that's a pretty suitable reward for people who support my game development, is essentially free games made by me. So, and possibly, you know, in the future we'll work in things like being added as characters into the game. Basically, all the stuff that if you go to Kickstarter and you see a, if you go to Kickstarter and you know, and you see a thing that would be a normal giveaway on Kickstarter, that would be the same sort of thing you'd get for being a subscriber. But right now, subscription is unnecessary. I just want to get this working. So what was I working on? Oh yes. So rounds to survive. So on start, your rounds remaining. should be equal to rounds to survive. And actually, we have... Here we go. So every time... Actually, we don't even need to do that on... Well, we'll do it on start, but usually what we would do is when you go into phase intro, we'll set that there. And we'll set it before we move on to the new category. Good. And we'll just double check it in the pregame phase. So... So we're going to the question results here. Oh, this is streamer selected. What am I doing? No. Okay. I'm doing everything in the wrong place here. So, do I have a phase setup in here? Yes. There we go. So phase intro, this is where this should go. And then when we get to answer question results, so after the Sorry, my brain is skipping. I'm trying to put all this together. So basically what I want to do here is I want to, after the danger round, I want to check to see, so we want phase remaining. So rounds remaining minus equals 1. And then after the danger phase, which I believe is in my phase limits here, so we have 30 seconds of danger, and then after that 30 seconds, okay, here we go. So this is it. So if rounds remaining is less than or equal to 0, then we're going to go to phase win, basically. Else, we're going to go back to categories. And that should give us a win state. So player wins. Now, player wins doesn't do anything yet, but it will eventually. I probably shouldn't be so excited about getting something so ridiculously simple as putting in a win condition, but so rounds to survive. Let's set it to 1 round to start. Man, I need to put headers and categorize all of this. This is a mess. All right, so rounds to survive 1, and then so now on our 9th one here, this one should be player wins. We set player wins here. We'll have 20 seconds of player winning. The target camera will be... Let's see where our cameras are. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to allow the player's face to be displayed on that one. There we go. And we'll set this to like 100 seconds. We won't display the countdown. Good. Okay, so now just so if our phase is player wins, we're going to tick down the phase time, and then at the end of that time we're going to go to phase intro. So we'll just go back to the intro. And we need to set some so in our phase setup, you win. And I'm just going to set a short delay on those. Oh, I don't need to put in a delay if I don't need to put a number if I'm not setting an actual delay. There we go. All right, so, and then we're going to set the main text to game over. There we go. So now it'll say game over, you win. And on our categories, I want to do some of the same stuff that we So I'm going to do the same things here for your screen text as the buttons. That way, no matter where you're looking, you know you win. Good. And the podium, we want to set the podium text. And then we're going to add in a line break, and then you win. All right, so it is now, in theory, possible to win the game. And all you have to do is survive one round of danger. So let's do that. let's test it. Okay, so we've got 4 start buttons. Let's start it.
Choose life. Choose a career. Or just choose a category.
It's a protector of which I... Creep!
Good roll. Screamer.
Okay, anytime. Anytime. Oh, ow. Okay, this round can end anytime. There we go. Okay. Hey, game over, you win. It worked. Except he should stop. Okay, so that worked, except that the turrets aren't being disabled. So what we need to do is danger zone, we're going to disable the danger. We're going to reset the danger rings. We're going to set the player podium active to true. And then let's see if have I already recorded an audio for Heyo! How's it going, Chacho? So, yar, Billy. So basically, it's all good, man. Let's just see here. Music's back and going. So, Chacho, we are building a trivia game that is designed... Why is my sky white? That's weird. Anyway, so we're building a trivia game that's designed to be a dangerous trivia game that you play on live streams. So right now I'm just putting in the victory condition and making sure that you can play a single player mode from start to back. So basically this is where your questions are displayed. You've got a little podium here that allows you to select answers. There's your character. Here is the psycho robot who runs this deadly trivia game. This is a VR one, yeah. So now I need to... Oh yeah, I was gonna check to see if I had on my robot, he should have some audio files. Hey Kylam, 2011, what's up? So let's see what this decimated audio file is.
The audience has been utterly decimated. You win, for now.
Yeah, so this game is it's been a couple months in the making. It's getting there. It's the single player mode is almost ready. So I've got the
audience has been utterly decimated.
So I need to create a new audio file for this. All right, so we're going to say congratulations, player. You get to live for another day. And we'll call it live another day.mp3, and we'll generate that. Come on, generate it. Wow, it seems to be really slow making my audio files today.
Congratulations, player. You get to live for another day.
Alright, good. And we'll put that in the old audio folder. Yeah, so Chacho, this game will be uploaded. I'm planning on releasing it on Steam. A VR headset will be necessary to play initially. But if there's enough requests, we should be able to make like it'll almost be like a third-person controlled version. But right now, you need the headset and the handset to defend, so it'll take a lot of consideration to make it a non-VR game. So we're just going to call this one player wins one. Whew, minimum specs. You're asking all the tough questions today, Chacho. I haven't actually gone through the process of determining minimum specs yet. Essentially, right now, the minimum specs are the same as any VR headset. So, yeah, I haven't really fully determined that yet.
You win. I lose. Get over yourself.
Okay, I like that one too. So, so we'll call that one player wins two.
So, you survived. Now what will I feed my pets tonight?
Good, so that's a couple different things that he can say when you win for now. Let's load those in and add them to the player. Okay, so there we go. Stereo pan is good, pitch is good, Spatial blend is good. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this 2 more times. And we're going to set these to player wins 2. And player wins 3. What other games have I made? Mostly, honestly, mostly educational games, kind of crappy games. I did have a small hand in Dragon Age Inquisition, but a very, very small part of that. Like, if you were to look at the amount of work that was done on Dragon Age Inquisition, it would be like the size of a planet, and my contribution would be like the size of a grain of sand. But I did do something on Inquisition. Mostly I helped with the online web portal on that one. But yeah, I mean, I've put out a couple of like smaller games over the years, but nothing with this scope or craziness, I guess. Alright, so let's go into the audio manager. We're going to change this one to player wins. Related object, player wins 1. Good, so we're going to duplicate this one. And we're going to duplicate it again. And because if I name things the same... and go player wins 2, it'll automatically choose between them. Player wins 3 and player wins 3. So good. So now he'll randomly choose a way to congratulate you at the end of the round. So for other games that I've made, I do have a couple left up. I mean, I used to make a lot of Flash games. I think that's how you get to it. That is not it. Yeah, so I've got these ones are like some simple ones. And then the other one is this one by YOLO Goat. It's called YOLO Goat. I actually built it, but based on the specifications of that person. So you can see here, like, it was developed by the 3 of us. Will there be achievements? Yes, there will definitely be achievements. 100% there will be achievements for this game. I am a huge proponent of adding them, and I will be launching on Steam, so there'll be achievements and cards and stuff. Things to do and say and play, and yeah, so but yeah, there's gonna be Steam cards, Steam achievements. I'm hoping to launch it for the Windows Store as well, and so using the Xbox stuff on Windows Store and Windows Mixed Reality, there'll be achievements like Xbox achievements, like official achievements as well, that you can get there. Yeah, it has been quite a few years since I updated my Game Jolt profile and actually put a game up there. I kind of fell away from doing my own games for a while, and I'm a little sad about that, but now I'm happy because this game is seriously, so this is good. So before I get too distracted, we're gonna put in player wins here, and on the game manager, yeah, so I just need to survive 1 round to win, and the danger round, what did I set it to? So it's 30 seconds right now, Let's do 30 seconds again. I can survive 30 seconds. Choose a category. Gadgets, geography, film, or books. Let's go for gadgets. Who built the first laser? Kilby? No! So I don't even get a shield, and I'm dodging two things. But they're not very accurate, so that's not that hard. Come on, put 'em up, put 'em up. Ooh, that takes a long time to go away, those force bubbles. Coming right at me. Whoa! Over my head. Defend yourself. How long do I have? 7 seconds. Whoa! You win! Hooray! Danger disabled. You win, showing here. You win there. I got no score. You win up there. Game over. It is now possible to do a full round. Let's see what happens at the end of this. I think I set it to a minute of you celebrating your own win. Honestly, I should make it so that during this time, if you press these buttons, it takes you back to the menu. Oh, it took me right back to... Okay. Liquids at near room temperature except. Beryllium? Yeah, good. Okay, good. So my shield is up. I only have one guy to survive. My shield is wearing down. See, it's almost invisible now, so that means it can only take one more hit. So I'm going to mostly dodge. Whoa, for the next 14 seconds. Did that one go by me? That one's coming right at me. Whoa. One more second. Bang. Hooray, I win. Score 100. Okay, cool. So that was 2 full round playthroughs. Normally we wouldn't have just 1 question per round, but let's set it to 10 questions. And we're good. All right, so I think that... Yeah, so... Oh, and here's the other thing. So normally... I'm going to turn on the viewer camera. So you were seeing it through my view. It's really hard to tell what's going on in VR when you're seeing it through someone's view. So now what I'm going to do is, instead of seeing it through my view, we're going to see if it works with multiple rounds using my cinematic camera activated. So we've got cinematic camera activated. And... Now the next thing that I need to do is make sure that your chat's actually visible in here, right? So I'm gonna move back here a little bit. Whoops, trip over my chair. There we go. Just gonna move forward a little bit, just to, that's supposed to push. Okay, so let's go for vehicles. Helps airplanes. Oh. Is it TCAS? Yeah. Hey! Whoa, whoa, get back here, shield. I'm gonna hide behind this for a second. There we go. Whoa. Hey, nice. Okay, let's keep this shield. We've only got 10 seconds left, and dodging one is easy. You can see the red ring around the outside there indicates what danger level I'm at. Okay, so I'm going to put my shield down. Oh, jeez, I took one in the head. Let's just go for general knowledge. Where did the pineapple plant originate? Asia? No, South America. Okay, good to know. So I got that one wrong. Where's my shield now? Now I've got 2 guys, so that's working correctly. Because I got one wrong, so my danger level went up 1. Whoa, whoa. Oh, jeez, it took... Oh, oh no! And that's it. That's a loss. So the camera switch from the monitors to me dodging was delayed a bit. Okay, so I'll check that because it may be that I need to, when I go to danger mode, I may need to change the cameras more quickly. Thankfully, this is all being recorded, so I can watch my own playback and see how it looks from that side. There's sort of a cinematic director built in that may or may not be functioning correctly. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good place to stop for today. I've got a lot of little glitches to work out, but I think it's doing quite well. Man, yeah, that's good. Okay, so I think single player is at a point where I can send it out for testing to a couple people and get some other streamers playing it. Yeah, that's fun. It's a good day. It's a good day. All right, so I am going to go offline for today. Thank you all for joining me, and yeah, if there's a link. There should be a link depending on where you are, if you're on Mixer or Twitch, but I think I put it on both. But there should be a link to the Discord channel if you want to follow up more, or feel free to send me a message. Thank you all for joining me, and have a great day.